Hi, John here, and I was in Clonus in Monaghan preparing for a job, and down the road is Clonus Workhouse. The former workhouse site is now occupied by a big factory, and then about 3 fields away is this little workhouse graveyard. And this is my first visit, so this seems to be it. There's that fancy cut stone, sandstone gate. It's not on the roadside, so I wonder is it a later addition. And then here we're looking at the interior. I haven't had a look, the grass has just been kept. There's these wee tussocks left here for some reason. There's a gate over there. Alright. Big roots there from an ash tree. Small gate. There's a fine sign on the road coming out. Oh, lovely cut stone pillars and nice Blacksmith Gate. Oh, right, okay, I saw this on Google. There's a statue of a person asleep or dead. This Famine Memorial was unveiled by Eugene McCabe, 8/9/01. Alright, Celtic cross with spirals and interlaces. And then here, crikey, it's like a person. It would be impossible to exaggerate the awe of this institution. So there's some kind of a quotation on it. It looks, I don't know, a young woman or a young man. Skeletal. John, Luke, Mark and Matthew. So, biblical references. Erected in memory of the people from Clonus Union who died because of the Great Famine 1845 to 50. Also those who died in the workhouse 1845 to 1921. The meek shall inherit the earth. That's nice. So this is it. We're on a rise. Was the rise always here? Or did the rise go in for this memorial? And I think what I'm seeing is, what am I seeing there now? I'm seeing some sort of a grave in there, and potentially something Howland Shin. And then there's something in here. Clear him. When we look out there, there's something curving across there. And then we come through here. Okay, alright, okay. So there was burials here up to 1921. So I think what we're seeing is probably the single graves. There's burials. There's certainly single graves here up on the top, I would think. If you, Ed O'Donovan did archaeological excavations up at the former workhouse site in 2012, and I've only read the summary of that, but he found common graves measuring 2.5 meters square, and I think it was up to 8 individuals buried in them. So there. And he then got later single graves as well that he interpreted as two phases. So an overwhelm period phase associated with the common graves, and then just regular workhouse graves, rake graves for single institutional burials. Whether or not they could be common graves as well, we don't know. And I suspect what we're seeing here is kind of lots of single graves down there. I'm not seeing anything like the linear trench graves that I thought we might see. But I do think we're looking at the original graveyard floor here, certainly from below the rise that I'm on now. It's up on a hill, and it's got lovely mature ash trees all the way around. You can hear the factory over if we walk around the perimeter. The ground is uneven underfoot. The deeper grassy bits that the lawnmower aren't getting are your graves. So I'm going over one now, another one here. I'm not necessarily seeing a pattern. I think if we were to map those still nothing like a 2 metre wide trench or a bigger pit. Here, I think this is what we were looking at over yonder. There. And that's up, it's in the shadow. The roots are so big that they're snaking out into the ground. See him there? What is that? So grave. Oh, there's a beautiful row. So there's the row. How can I draw this now? Is that him? Yes. They're very regular, and there's banks between them. All right. That's a lovely row. I think you'll tend to see one row that'll catch the eye. There now, do you see the way the grass is? Alright. And when we're doing the graveyards for the headstones, we tend to spot a really good row, and then we use that to get our eye in and project outwards into the other ones. And that's what's after happening here. If we take our line off that, we're seeing lots of single graves. Okay. Very interesting. Seems to be filled with single graves. They're all on a grave and a bank arrangement. And same here. Alright, very good. They've kept the original ground surface. Really nice graveyard. We'll be back here again, I think. Okay, slán.